My wife.
And welcome everybody to another episode of the Golden Ticket Show. My name's Dan with Gotham Gambling. I'm here with Cheese, Fast Breaks, Better Bets, and Don Corleone of Gambling. Fellas, how we doing today?
Good.
Good, man.
Great.
I mean, I could be good in 5 minutes. I could not be. I don't know. Still, it's Ohio. Jesus Christ.
Are you truly a gambler? Mid-major school is not causing deciding how your Friday night's going.
Big time.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm on that one too. So my mood. That's like my only hit so far. Everything else I've taken is getting cooked because I took Trey Murphy and then DeJounte Murray and McCollum decided they both wanted to play basketball.
Oh.
Jordan Hawkins casually dropping 15 in the second quarter.
The NBA slate I stayed away from most. I took the Blazers money line when they were the dogs, and then LaMelo and Miles Bridges being out definitely helped.
Yeah, I took the under earlier today because I just figured that one was back to back, and Portland doesn't do well on back to backs on the road.
That's what I was about to say. As a Blazers fan, I know them. We won yesterday. No fucking chance we win 2 in a row.
I love Portland because
you're up 6 with 3.5 left. So
Maybe I'm wrong. Charlotte is.
Charlotte's got no one today.
Brandon Miller is out for the rest of the year. LaMelo's out. Bridges is out.
Portland's a team I've been trying to stay away from just because they've openly admitted like we're just playing for fun. Like we know we're not going to do shit. they're not going to trade any for the core for the next 6 years. So we're just going to fuck around. So we have a loaded weekend here. We have 2 games on the NFL slate for the conference championship. We have a massive Saturday slate with NHL Saturday. We have 9 basketball games, I believe. And we have an absolutely stacked college basketball slate where I don't know how you're going to leave your couch this weekend. In all honesty, there's no way I'd be leaving my couch if I didn't have work. While we're going, if anyone has anything for late night for college hoops, the 10 o'clock games or later, y'all want to shout it out, go ahead.
All mine are live.
No,
No DGen Korean ping pong for you, Cal.
Not yet. I could be convinced.
If you are a tennis bettor, I'm taking Madison Keys on the spread tonight too. Is what I'm looking at here. I think she has a chance to upset here. Said she's plus 180 last I checked. So I know I probably got Dawn in on that one just from saying that.
Yeah, writing it down.
What do you mean?
Gotham made my first tennis bet off that Joker pick, and what happens? He gets hurt.
Man,
I get this notification. Okay. I was like, oh well.
Dude,
Grand opening, grand closing, man. I'm done.
Last year, I was I never bet Djokovic because he's a bitch. He does that shit all the time. He might not even be hurt. Every time he's getting his ass kicked, he's like, oh, my knee hurts. My knee injury's acting up. I got to sit out for 2 tournaments. That's why I sucked. It wasn't because the guy beat me. It's because my knee was hurting. That's why. So, I was like, yeah, I don't want to bet this guy. But I was like, yeah, I can't bet Zverev because he's also a piece of shit. So he's even a bigger piece of shit. So which I hate because now I got to bet between the domestic abuser or the guy who got caught doping 5 times already and he's only 20. So it's like which evil am I taking this week? I picked center. That's what it was. But let's get started. NFC Championship game. We have Commanders Eagles. The line started at 4.5. It's up at 6 now. The over-under is went from 48 to a 47. Let's start with you, Cheese. Do you have a look on the spread for this game?
Not yet. I might see if there's some late movement, but it's hard. It's hard for me to bet either of these teams, or more accurately, bet against either of these teams right now. It's hard for me not to think the Eagles are better, but after what Washington did last week, I'd probably lean Washington +6 if it moves up to 6.5, 7. But it probably won't move anymore at this rate.
No, I think you might get like half a point. That's it.
Yeah.
Better bets. What you got, brother?
I lean Washington as well. I believe it opened at 4.5, went up to 6.5 pretty quick, and it's kind of stuck there. But I don't really have a good feeling on either side, but I'll take the points if I had to.
Don?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is that when you look at the two games that these two teams have played this year, whoever controls the pace in the first half usually loses it towards the end of the second half. So I'm kind of looking at a first half Eagles play and then taking Washington full game, because I think the Eagles can get going early. I know Hurts is officially off the injury report as of today, but there's a chance that he's not 100%. You got to see the second he takes that first drop back how 100% his leg really is. But I think moving forward, I think first half, I believe I saw it earlier at -2.5. I'm going to double check again, but Eagles first half might be a play. I think Washington can keep this close, and depending on what the script looks like.
So I'm seeing 3.5. Yeah, we got 3.5 right now. First half, first quarter, it's pick 'em, and then it just kind of picks up from there. No, I like Steve. You got anything?
So this is like, I'm with the rest of you guys. It's hard to select a side, but at the same time, what makes it easy for me to pick the Philadelphia Eagles is that I live in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm just not trying to go to work on Monday and hear everyone like talking about how, we're back and like, I can't believe this. I got grown men in my office crying. Like, just I got, and I just can't do it. Now, there's a lot of Philly people who are actually in my office too. They're all from Philadelphia, so it's kind of like split in the middle. But I can stand them. They're just nervous about the game because Jalen took a nice little bend backwards the other week. I just said, hey man, like this, this guy's flexible. He does yoga. He's like that. That's just a stretch, man. You know what I mean? Like that was like a pop or something, he would be done. But let's just be real, man. Like I just think they're gonna keep it. They're gonna play safe. I think Don, you're right on that breakdown, kind of how they're gonna come out. But I mean, Washington can't stop the run, man. They have Saquon Barkley, and Saquon Barkley's put up 150 yards on him a couple times over that.
Yeah,
the two times they've played.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was gonna say
you're there. I mean, maybe Jalen won't even have to establish like having to scramble that much. So
146 and 150 he's put up.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the only thing I would hurt him is maybe if they do rely on the run, he's not breaking them, and they're just trying to just take the ball, like the air out the ball, keep Jaden Daniels off the field. Maybe that's why the 6.5 or a 6 would look good, just because they're just gonna suck up time. Washington won't have a lot of time to score, but at the same time, we'll just be down 3, and they're just content with keeping it that way. But last time they played, they knocked Jalen out the game. I think Philly's they're gonna cover. So I haven't made the bet yet. 6, I'll take it at 6. Hell, I'll take it at 7.5. I know. I mean, that's just, don't bet with your heart, guys. Anybody's listening, don't bet with your heart. Don't do that. But it's I think Philly's gonna run it, and everyone loves Commanders, and I get it. They're exciting to watch, but
the amount of good karma they've had built up over the last 15 years from Dan Snyder.
Good karma. Oh man, I got a
That's
different
what I'm saying.
perspective, man.
They had to put up with all of that. They had to have one miracle season. Yeah, I don't have a play on the spread here, or the total. But the big thing I mentioned it to you guys during the Commanders Lions game, to watch for Saquon Barkley's rushing prop because neither team could stop the run. He's sitting at 127 and a half.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Are you still taking the over here?
I might just do it to do it. I mean, is he? You think in a playoff game he's going to get 130 yards?
I mean, in 2 of them so far, he has. Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say it's this. If you're playing the Commanders and your hottest player is your running back and your quarterback can't seem to throw the ball, whether he's healthy or not this season,
True.
Why would you throw the ball? I mean, that's the thing. You have the receivers to do it, but this isn't like the Dolphins or the Lions where your receivers are all capable of taking a 2-yard drag route for 50. No, I think the thing is to stop this team is to stop Saquon.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's the big thing for me is when they get to the next, if they make the Super Bowl, what are they going to do? Because those will be the first two, either team, Buffalo or Kansas City, is the first two legit rushing defenses they'll have to face. So it's what happens once they if they can shut down Saquon Barkley.
I think the big thing, and I think the reason why his yard total obviously was super high last week is he had 2 touchdown runs of 60 plus.
Yeah.
And that adequate for the majority of it. I just don't feel like the Commanders this time around, I think they're going to kind of stack the box in a sense and make Jalen Hurts beat them, because if you look at Jalen Hurts' passing yard total, it's 187. I think
40 yards.
I think if I'm the Commanders, I would live and die and let Jalen Hurts beat me with his arm than Saquon running all over.
Yeah, send 9 in the box and just cover AJ and Devontae one-on-one. No,
They might have to.
Well, and the thing is, so another show on our network, the Educated Ignorance podcast, I brought up the question a couple weeks ago when it was actually when they lost to Washington a while back. Is this where they've kind of hit their peak and fall? Because over the last couple of years, we always see that with Philly. They get to week 11, week 12, they're dominant, they're the best team in football, and then something happens, they just slowly taper off. And the one issue was they didn't have as much of a run game. So now it's not much of a worry if, Jalen Hurts is struggling. The wide receivers are all at each other's throats again, because you can just hand the ball off to this monster named Saquon Barkley and let him run every play for the next 3 hours.
And they might.
Yeah. Any other props you guys are looking at for this game in particular?
We're talking Saquon's rushing. I like his receiving yards over 13.5. Had 4 catches last game. In playoffs, I feel like you have safe throws a lot more often, so Jalen Hurts is going to be dumping it off. His passing yards are low, so they're not expecting him to throw it that far. So I like Saquon's over receiving yards.
And Betts, are you going with Saquon for longest touchdown this week?
I don't know. Last week it was just so easy. I feel like now what is it now? I think I looked, it was 24.5, but I'm not. I don't know. It seems so easy because the Commanders defense is so iffy, but
25.5. So.
Yeah. I like the Saquon receiving yards more. I just be safe with that. I think you get at least 2 Jalen Hurts dump offs, and I think Saquon breaks over 13.5 on those.
Yeah. Speaking of this game, Dylan's got 2 questions here for us. Ertz or Goddard reception lines? Are you guys targeting either of those this week?
I'm on Goddard receptions.
Yeah, I kind of like Goddard too.
Yeah.
Goddard's both 3.5. Just looking as a whole,
Dylan, give me Goddard's receptions and a Ertz touchdown. So there you go. It covers you on both sides.
I don't even hate Goddard's yards or Goddard touchdown and Ertz yards as well. Other side.
Make a parlay with both. Just
So yeah,
just in
man.
case.
There you go, Dylan. Flip a coin, buddy. I'm sure.
That answers another question. You take his yards or his receiving line. His yards is sitting at 41. To me, especially with the way Hurts is throwing, that just feels a little too high for me. What do you think?
I mean, in his last three, he's got 55, 47, and 56.
Yeah.
So he's getting over that line. And I think especially if the Commanders are going to try and lock down A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, he is the obvious option for him to go to in the check down if it's not Saquon. So
Yeah.
I think I like his over in receiving yards. I think a couple other things that I like in this game prop wise. I like Brian Robinson over 9.5 rushing attempts at -115. I think that they're going to try and slow down the pace to keep that Eagles offense off the field. And I think with Hurts and Brian Robinson, I think there's a good chance. And Brian Robinson should get at least double-digit carries this week, in my honest opinion.
How do you feel about Brian Robinson over longest rush 10.5?
So his longest rush last week was 15 against Detroit.
I was kind of looking at that, so your rushing attempts reminded me of it.
So in both matches with Philly this year, when they played at Philly, his longest rush was 18, and when they were playing at Washington, it was 6. So if it's on the road, I mean, I feel like he's a much better road guy than if he's playing at home. And I think with the crowd being the way that I think the crowd's going to be, him, Daniels, Eckler, anybody who's running the football for them is going to need to be able to follow the blocks. I wouldn't hate throwing a unit on his longest rush being over 10.5.
Yeah, I don't hate that. So I got one for y'all, and I asked Better Bets this last week, so I want to see y'all's opinion. How much longer before A.J. Brown turns into Antonio Brown with his craziness? Because we already have the hair, we already got the weird mustache.
But he's got
It's like we're one more hard hit away from him running off the field.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is going to be a way. He's going to work this out somehow, but there is going to be a way where he finagles his way out of Philadelphia, and then he goes and reunites with Mike Vrabel in New England this year coming up.
Love that.
And he's Drake May's #1 target for the next 4 years. So I think they're gonna miss out on T. I think they're gonna miss out on a couple of other guys for top receivers in the market, and I think they'll go A.J. Brown, and then they'll try and get like a Tez Johnson they'll try to trade up and get like a Amigo Ibuka in like the late first round.
I don't hate that. That's a good core to build around the next couple of years.
Well, that's my thought process. And one of the things that I looked at too when talking about A.J. Brown was his longest reception, which surprisingly it's 23.5. He hasn't hit this number in his last 6 out of his last 7 games. The only time he hit it though was against Washington when he had a 45-yard completion.
Yeah, but that was before the injury though, right?
No, it was after. Because Pickett was throwing him the ball, I believe.
Yes, I mean do you think Jalen Hurts is going to get him the ball like the way Kenny Pickett did? Because backups always go to wide receiver 1 as much as possible.
No, I don't think so. So I might take his under longest reception too.
All right. Any other plays for this game from you guys?
I'm on McLaurin longest reception over 21.5. I just think Scary Terry will show up at some point.
Yeah, I think the thing that worries me with this with going against this Eagles defense is they look so bad to start the season, and it took like I would say like week 9, and they figured out how to run the system. And
Are
it's
they
so
top 5
like
now?
I want to say they are, but I mean it's just like I saw someone that said a while back like the thing with Vic Fangio is it takes a very long time to understand his system, but once it does, every team looks amazing. And like, I mean, yeah, I get it. They played the Rams, and like, but they looked so good against that team. The defense looked good enough for me that I think I hate to say it. I want to see a Washington Buffalo Super Bowl, but I feel like we're barreling towards the Eagles being involved in there.
Yeah.
I just don't want the Chiefs.
So I'm gonna retort this for a second, just because I want to kind of give like a comparison what this season reminds me of. So I was talking to one of my friends, and we were getting down into like what we like for the week and stuff like that. And he looked at me straight in the face and said, "I like Buffalo this week." And I said, "Why do you like Buffalo this week?" And he said to me, word for word, he goes, "Because even Peyton Manning beat Tom Brady in the AFC Championship game once." So he made that comparison to me, and it made me really think. And do you know when they beat Brady in the
It was like the 05 AFC Championship.
Yep. It was the 05 AFC Championship, and who did they play in the
Chicago?
They played Chicago. Chicago has a lot of Washington-esque feel to me. A good head coach, but at the same time, when you look, they weren't the best team coming. I mean, Chicago was the best team coming out that year, but the way I looked at it, they were 13-3. Rex Grossman looked really good. Jaden Daniels is doing obviously a lot better than what Rex Grossman did for them. But to me, the true good team that Chicago had to play was the Saints, and they beat them. So I think the more and more I dove into it, the more and more it made me realize that I honestly think Buffalo's going to win the Super Bowl. Because if you think about it, when they played, the Colts beat the Ravens in the second round. They then beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. So the Bills have beaten the Ravens. The Bills can then beat the Chiefs, who they make the comparison with Tom Brady, and then they play the Chicago Bears, aka the Washington Commanders, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I want a Philly Buffalo Super Bowl just because no matter who wins, the city of New Orleans will get burnt down. I think is the big thing you have to look at. Like that's going to be the most passionate, chaotic fan bases. Yeah. So since we're moving to that game, looking at the odds here, the odds started at 1.5 in favor of Kansas City. I'm still seeing 1.5 for the Chiefs on a couple books, but I'm seeing 2.5 for the Bills on the spread currently. We already got Don's opinion. What else are you guys thinking on this one in terms of the spread?
I'm into the Bills. I feel them on all those points, even though it's all just like comparisons, but I like it. Let's go Bills. It's all with my heart, but let's go Bills.
I feel like the more and more I think about it, the more and more I want to just put my money on Mahomes, because if they win, oh, look, I made money. And if they lose, I'm not mad at the fact that I lost money betting on Mahomes.
That's fair.
No, yeah. It's like Cal betting on his Vikings or against his Vikings every week.
Yep. Hedge your happiness.
That's how you gonna do it.
After that speech by Don, man, I don't know. I'm about to run through the wall for the Bills, bro. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
Don gave they'll never
Yeah.
forget
was on the
the night they played the
soapbox.
Titans.
Don got my pulse going, man. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, man. F the Chiefs. Let's go Buffalo.
Yeah.
I
I should also mention the CEO of this network is a diehard Chiefs fan, so that's gonna be fun.
so yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good game though.
Well, I'll give you this.
He's had his Super Bowls, man. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
let
fine.
somebody else have some fun, man. All right.
And also, too, seeing Buffalo get there, and then if they were to lose, and then they're like now 0-5 in Super Bowls all time, I think it would just it would create a little bit more of a story around the league.
Yeah, for me, I like watching. The big thing for me with the Bills this year was, especially after the Ravens game in the regular season, was okay. How are they going to play against the Chiefs? How are they going to play against the Lions? How are they going to play when they get to the playoffs? Because like we talked about when they played Denver, we talked about Josh Allen. Those are the games where Josh Allen wants to be like, hey, it's my turn. I'm going to be reckless as shit. And I mean, we really didn't see that. Like, we didn't see it when he played the Lions. I feel like every time I watched a Bills game that had severe playoff implications over the last 3 years, it always just felt like they were scrambling. It always just felt like it's like, I can't find someone in 3 seconds. Let me run. Let me do something chaotic. And you don't see that. They look like, whether it was offense or defense, they looked calm. They looked composed. They looked like they knew where they needed to be at all times. And I mean, the thing is, someone said the Chiefs are the Jimmy Butler of the NFL. They don't try until they get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing is like Mahomes. It's like when you would see people bet against the Patriots in the playoffs, and Tom Brady would casually have the greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't think I'm taking anything in the spread. I want the Bills to win. But I'm going to, sit there and at least know the fact I'm going to enjoy a really good football game to end the night.
I'm about to get fast breaks again on this because there's a stat that just came across my desk that makes me like the Bills even more.
Drop it.
You know who the ref for their game is?
No.
It's Clete Blakeman. You know the last time he had a Chiefs game, it was Christmas. Not this past year, the year before. They lost to the Raiders.
Oh,
and they got smoked by the Raiders.
They got smoked by the Raiders.
Okay.
AOC.
So
they're gonna probably get more penalties than they've ever got. Give me the Bills money line play. Not even taking a spread. Give me the Bills.
Well,
I'm done. I'm done.
If they had them all year long and they're 15-1. Last time they had them, it was a bad loss.
The NFL's gonna have snipers there. One bad call, new referee.
He had a heart attack.
Yeah. So they did announce today the Chiefs for the first time this year have a fully healthy team. No major player on the injury report. I used to say it about when you played against Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, where taking anyone not named Stephon Diggs for receiving was crazy. But Mahomes now has 10 targets to throw to. And knowing Andy Reid, they're going to utilize them. Is there anyone you guys are targeting in the receiving game?
Yeah, it's Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce in the playoffs is a whole different animal. Travis Kelce is plus money in an anytime touchdown. You have to take it. His receiving yards are 69.5. He's going to get to at least 70, 75. And his receptions are 6.5. I think all of those hit.
Agreed.
Let's look at last week. He had 7 for 117 in a touchdown.
No, I'm on full fade, man. Full fade the Chiefs. Under.
He's got under 10.5 receiving yards.
These guys made a deal with the devil, man. It's time to pay up, man. I'm tired of this.
He's got the Chiefs onside kicking every play, getting the ball back. They don't touch the ball the rest of the game.
But it makes sense what you said, man. Jokes aside, but yeah, it's just, oh man, I hate that team, man.
So I took this last week, and I'm curious to see if anybody would take it with me this week, and it's Josh Allen over rushing attempts. It's at 9.5 right now.
What did he do last week?
10.
I mean, he's
I'll
going to
say
do
yes.
anything to win.
Because of one particular reason, from another expert that he's really good with like ladders and alternates. He's got Josh Allen for 2 touchdowns and 100 yards as part of an escalator. Yeah, this
Okay.
is a way better receiving defense than he's had to face. I mean, obviously Denver is solid, but you know they hadn't been there. They don't understand. It's when you see that really good defensive team in college basketball in the tournament, and then they haven't had to face that top 10 team yet. They last week against the Ravens, the Ravens defense has been kind of weak all season. It's been a focal point all season. This is one of the best receiving defenses in the NFL. They're not going to have players open like they did before. So yeah, I don't mind the 9.5. I don't mind his rushing yards at over 47.5 too. I don't know where you guys stand on that one.
I don't hate that at all. I'm
Uh,
almost in the area where I might bet Kansas City money line initially, wait for Kansas City to score first, and then load up on Buffalo's money line when it goes even higher.
I hate that.
I've
Yeah.
been trying to
I'm gonna
find
add-
deals with that.
I'm going to add
Here's
the
a-
anytime touchdown for me also.
Oh no.
Here's
Well,
a
this out-
question for you guys.
I pulled this out of the closet. Who is it?
It's Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Come on, you got to get the obscure jersey. You got to get like the fucking Kyle Rudolph.
Oh, come on. That's not obscure.
That's not
More than Randy Moss.
so. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Ponder.
So
Man, I got
that's
a Pete Orr Braves jersey. Talk to me about obscure. Played 3 games.
So I got this. I was in Minnesota, and we were going around the stadium, and this popped up, and it was on sale. It was like $49.99. I was like, I have to have that.
Steal.
And I was like, when am I ever gonna win this again? And then I'm looking at Cheese's Justin Jefferson jersey just sitting behind him. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
Hold on.
Cowboys just hired Schottenheimer.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Here's a question for you guys for this game. So, do you guys think the Bills can score more than 30 points?
Oh.
I think this might be an under for me.
Yeah.
Well, if they score more than 30, then they should beat the Chiefs. Have the Chiefs even scored 30 this year?
Nope. That's why I asked. If you think they can score 30 points.
They did on him earlier in the year.
They did.
Let's see. We got
The Chiefs
the weather's
money line,
not too
I mean,
bad. 30 degrees.
I might do Jesus strategy. You know, put a little couple ducats on Chiefs money line before the game.
No. See
Wait
what
for
I'm
them
gonna
to
do.
score, then hop on that plus 240 that pops up
Right away.
I'm gonna do my
right away.
I call it my wimp bet. I wait till BetMGM gives me the no questions asked profit boost. You could use it on anything. I'll use it on Chiefs money line to make it plus money, and I'll take both sides, and I'll just take like a little 5-cent profit off it.
Hey, green is green.
A win is a win.
Be like, buy my VIP and look at the profit margins.
Huge middle.
This is my whale play.
I love it. Nuclear whale missile plate.
All right, so Don, I got a question for you. How about Tyler Bass kicking field goals made over
Oh,
1.5?
the line. You know I'm the kicking guy.
Yep.
Look at that line. Hold on. Give me a second. So let's see. Tyler Bass. I went to the wrong one.
I think I got a little nice read on one, but I'll wait till you do yours.
kicking points. It is at 6.5. A little worrisome, but I think so. His made field goals on Hard Rock is over 1.5 at plus money. His made extra points is plus money at 2.5. And his kicking points is minus 115 as a whole. Can he
I
get
see
this?
BetMGM has him at over 1.5 is plus 120 for field goals. Yep.
And they have his extra points over 2.5 at plus 100. So if math is mathing, it doesn't look like he's going to get over that. But if we think that they can score 30, I think Allen can get 3 touchdowns at least. So that's 3. And he would just need to hit 2 field goals, which I think he can do. So I would say over.
I don't hate that at all.
I would say over 6.5 for him. And then now that we're talking about kicking points, I need to go back to one of the best kickers. And look at that.
Side note, did y'all see that stat on Jake Elliott in the playoffs? When Jake Elliott misses an extra point attempt, the Eagles are 4-0 all time in the playoffs.
That's weird.
So my theory is he's going to miss the first extra point attempt, and they're just going to keep scoring touchdowns, and it's going to be a 6-point game, and it covers the 6.5.
Ready for this? I'll give you something. BetMGM, Jake Elliott over 1.5 made field goals plus 100.
I don't hate that.
I might just bet all these plus money kicking points or field goals or
whatever you can get at plus money, baby.
Yeah.
So I got one for you guys. I'm seeing it minus. I got it at. This was definitely a misread on Underdog's part. It's the only book I can see this now. I'm seeing 10.5 on some of these. Isaiah Pacheco under 11.5 longest rush. He's only had 2 rushes this year above 11.5. And they weren't really utilizing him outside of, like 3-yard runs. And like the spots where last week where it looked like they were using him, they were putting Kareem Hunt in. So I think he might be taking a back seat just the rest of this playoff run. Just because of, I guess you would say, Hunt's already had the most touches this year, so might as well keep feeding him. I'm using it in my underdog streak for my day 2. But yeah, other than that, the only other one I'm looking at that I was curious, there's always that game where the backup tight ends come in and do amazing. Noah Gray, any look on Noah Gray?
All right, I got his longest reception over 9.5.
Yeah, he's definitely got a chance for a big one like that. Personally, I would just kind of stay away just a little bit, just because I see, like I said, there's Kelsey now, there's Hollywood Brown. If DeAndre Hopkins plays, there's him. Like there's a bunch of guys that he can facilitate that ball to. So I don't think Noah Gray is a high priority for him in a sense.
Bets, haven't heard much out of you. You got anything big for this game that you like?
I'm thinking Mac Hollins over 13.5 receiving yards. I don't know. I just saw that, liked it. I like Bill's money line, like I said. Well, I think we all agreed, even with it being a heart pick. I just feel like usually I have a pretty good read on Mahomes, and I don't bet against him. But this year the Bills, I don't know, they seem a little different. They're a little spunky. People were kind of disrespecting them before the season, thinking the Jets were going to win the division and stuff. Josh Allen's kind of doing it. I don't hate the over either, 48.5.
The Jets are going to win the division. What a wild thing.
They were the favorite before the season.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. And
Yeah.
those people were fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I next year I've already locked in Jets Cowboys Super Bowl at plus $1 billion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy out Moneyline when that hits this year. My 50-cent bet.
Can we talk about that for a second? So Dallas hires Schottenheim, which is bad call. The Jets got Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn literally said, and I quote, "I won't talk to the Saints unless the Jets don't give me this job." Like that's ridiculous.
It's okay. We got Darren Rizzi.
That's an interesting
Have
one.
they officially named him as head coach yet?
No, but I feel like they're going to because no one wants to go there. They're in cap space hell. Their starting quarterback can't play. They can't put an offensive line up enough to protect their future quarterback. Their top receiver has had 5 concussions in the last 10 games he's played.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yeah. I'm a Saints fan. A friend of mine posted the other day. He said when they're asking who dat, it's because we don't even know who the fuck's on the field.
Do any of y'all have any picks for the King of the End Zone? I'm not sure if any of y'all use DK, but they're running that again this weekend. Last week I hit Jamison Williams, only won me $33 bonus bet, so I'm gonna get a little more wild this week, I think.
I have a good one. De'Ami Brown.
That's exactly where I'm at. So I already, yep.
I'm in the same spot too.
Well, you can do one in each game. So what about Buffalo? So De'Ami Brown, first game, love that. I'm in.
Buffalo.
Yep. I like Keon Coleman.
I'm gonna say Khalil Shakir.
I like Khalil Shakir too. I just feel like he might be the first pick, but he should be worth more. I don't know. I'm just scarred from JMO getting me $33. I thought Saquon won more than that the next day.
68 or something like that.
I'll hit you guys with one. I want to see what you guys think. So if any of you are underdog users, they have a split the pot promo. If you put a 3-leg parlay together for the NFC Championship game and a separate one for the AFC Championship game, and any of those 3 players score the first touchdown, you will get a split of $100K. So we might have to
3
cook
for
up
each game.
It doesn't have to be a touchdown. It doesn't have to be an anytime touchdown parlay. It just any player prop. According to the thing, any of the players, they do not need to contain touchdown score stats. Any 3 player stats, where if any of those 3 guys score the first touchdown, you get a share of the pot.
It's kind of wild. It's a wild promo. You'll probably end up getting like $5.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing as DK, except instead of $1 million, $100K.
Someone's gonna put like Calcaterra in there, and win.
You gotta have one wild one.
Someone's gonna put like Grant Calcaterra, Kenneth Gainwell.
Curtis Samuel won the $13K in bonus bets.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest one I've won out of any of those was I picked Cat when he went off for like that 50-point 20 rebound game, and I got a $500 bonus bet.
That's nice.
And I pussied out, and I did a minus 200 just to get like 250.
Take it.
I was like,
Free money.
Man, turn this into 10K on a parlay.
That's the issue. Can't be thinking like that.
Yeah, no, not with that money. That's 20 units for me. So
Going straight to LIU, baby. Straight to LIU.
Listen,
if only New York let us legally bet on New York colleges. I'll have to hit up CBus. Haven't put the money in for me. Any other last plays for anything James Cook, Shakir wise? I've been seeing a lot of people take Samaje Perine props, but I don't know how I feel about that one.
I'm also on Samaje Perine. Actually, one thing that I would like to just like throw out as like a potential like this might be my long shot of the day. Ray Davis touchdown.
I did that last week
made
and it hit. Even
What's
though
that at?
I needed James Cook.
Let's find out.
Don't tell Cheese he's gonna put his life savings on it.
Well, I'm already looking at Dawson Knox touchdown for plus 650.
Oh.
So
Jesus.
Yuck.
yeah,
I like.
Ray Davis plus 800.
Ooh. I
really.
don't know if it happens twice in a row. That seems.
I have him anytime at +5.
It's plus 800 on FanDuel.
So I'm throwing him on my underdog lineup. Then got them. This he's either going to be him or Noah Gray.
First touchdown you get him at +3,000.
Hammer.
I was doing a fantasy league, and my friend's dad, God love him, in like the 7th round, he took a running back from Buffalo that he probably shouldn't have took. He took Reggie Gilliam, and I was just like, I looked at Reggie Gilliam first touchdown. I was like, I can't do that to myself. Imagine him just getting a carry.
My absolute favorite thing that happened to me in fantasy this year was I was setting up my queue for players I was looking at for round 3 and 4. I was all set to pick up Chuba Hubbard round 2. Right as I went to click add to queue for Raheem Mostert, the guy in front of me quick picked. And so I accidentally selected Raheem Mostert with the 2nd round pick in an 8-man draft.
That's rough.
So did you make it to the playoffs?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
I had Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
I
there
had,
you go. There you go.
Yeah, and I went. I'm gonna do next year. I'm doing an all Lions team because I'm sure it's gonna get me at least to the quarterfinals. Is just do Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, Williams, Gibbs, Montgomery, Dan Skipper in there as an
Who's
individual.
going to be their coordinators, man? They have no coordinators right now.
Yeah, did y'all see that meme where they? It was like the dude with like shell shock look on his face, like the soldier, and it said Romo Dunze when he realized he has to throw 10 passes a year.
Yep.
It's gonna be Dan Campbell
That's
calling
rough.
plays, and he's gonna run fullback trap or like a lineman touchdown pass.
They're about to go full fucking flex bone if they want it.
Hell yeah, man.
They're gonna bring back the old days. They're gonna
Old
run
school football. That's what I'm about.
high
Let's do it.
formation halfback dive
Hell
every
yeah.
play, like God intended.
Exactly.
God wanted this.
Shout out to my high school football coach who insisted fullback dive and fullback trap was the greatest plays in history. And in the state championship game, ran a fullback trap on 3rd and 13 in the 4th quarter, down 7.
How'd that work out?
Well, he got fired, and then next year we won the championship. We didn't run a fullback trap all season. We have a dude who just elected for the draft from Virginia Tech. Our punter is in the NFL. So I'd say it turned out pretty well.
Fullback dive.
Shout out Ethan Evans, the one good thing on the Rams this year.
What a guy.
You know how funny it is watching Red Zone, and then you say, "Oh, there's my buddy. It's a punter," and then you realize, "Oh shit, something's about to go really wrong." And it was when they were playing the Ravens last year, and he got trucked trying to stop the game-winning touchdown. But if that's it for everyone on NFL, let's give out. I think we got enough plays probably already put in for tomorrow. We got a decent NBA slate before we get into the massive college one. I know better. I know you got a couple NBA plays you're looking at. What are you kind of swinging at right now?
I actually haven't looked at tomorrow because DraftKings didn't put out the lines till late. I always like over 7.5 assists for Chris Paul. Something I kind of been riding since day one. Early on the season, it was 6.5, and it's slowly gone up and down from 7.5 to 8.5 throughout the season. That's at minus 125.
Okay. I got two I'm looking at right now. These are just literally first looks right now. Nuggets minus 3.5 is almost criminal against this Timberwolves team right now. I don't know if you guys are with me on that one. That one I'm probably gonna go ahead and lock that one in right now.
Same.
The key thing for the Nuggets this year is that the only way their offense clicks is if everyone starts scoring and Jokic can actually facilitate, and everyone has gotten hot at the exact same time. I mean, Russell Westbrook is hitting like 40% from three over the last 10 games. When was the last time we said that? Michael Porter Jr. is putting up like 20 and 8 a game right now. Murray's been going off. This team looks great. The Timberwolves just don't have the same chemistry. I'm gonna ride with the minus 3.5, and the money line's at minus 155. I might still take that too, just to add a little extra insurance.
I think I would, if I was doing that, I think I would take the Nuggets money line and parlay with something that I know will hit, just to get a quick little leg up.
Yeah. And the other one, yeah, I'm looking at might pair that with the Grizzlies over the Jazz, or Phoenix over Washington.
Jordan played tonight. He was sick. Could be sick tomorrow too. Not play. So
yeah, they're playing a close game right now, so he's probably not. They're probably gonna be tired. Yeah, it might be like take it with the Suns over the Wizards, minus 1,000, just to juice it down. But the other one I'm taking right now. I'm taking Pistons plus 3.5 against the Magic. The Magic decided to play Franz like full minutes, and he hasn't played in the month. Their offense is super stale right now and is not working. I mean, they scored 78 points against Portland the other night, and now they have to play a Pistons team, which is a little bit better defensively. It's a similar kind of defensive scheme. So I'm gonna take Pistons plus 3.5 there. I'm gonna wait till Betalytics puts out their lines, and if it's anything closer to they're liking the money line, I'd take the money line all the way up till it's around plus 110. Honestly. Yeah. Other than that, trying to see.
It sucks because a lot of props or anything isn't out yet.
Yeah, they're not going to put those out till like
yeah.
6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But interesting one here. Bucks are plus 2. I don't think I've seen anything on the injury.
I think Giannis is questionable. I have him in fantasy, and I got a notification.
Middleton is out. Yeah, let's see. Middleton is out. I don't have anything updated on Giannis, but I mean they always list them as questionable when they go on the road trips.
That'd be the only reason, right? I feel like if they got him, should be.
Yeah. Another one I'm debating on this one. I want to see how it moves. Kings plus 6.5 to New York. Kind of screed. Like I think I watch the Knicks every game. I would say they're my team, but they're the team I had to choose in New York over the Nets. I'm just waiting for someone to get hurt at this point with the Knicks. I don't know how you guys feel about them. Like I don't think they get out of.
Don't say that.
I don't. I told my buddy this the other day. I don't think they get out of the first round this year. If Thibodeau stays the coach, I don't think they get out of the first round.
The first round?
I genuinely don't.
I'm supposed to be hanging out with Brunson's dad next weekend, so we'll see what happens.
All right, so y'all ready for the stat I found? If you look at every possible combination of 3-man lineup in the league, the Knicks have the most played minutes, number 1 through 8, 10 through 12, and then 14, 15, 16 of the most played 3-man combination. Every player in their starting lineup is top 10 in minutes played.
That's Tibbs, man. That's how it goes,
last year,
bro.
I don't know what they were giving OG, but when he was on the sideline, he looked like he had like horse tranquilizers in him or some shit. Like he looked like they gave him speed and then said, "Go out there and play." But the Kings have just been playing really well lately. I think the coaching change helped. I think if this moves up anymore, I might take it. But 6.5 is probably my limit for that one.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I think just looking at that, I think them at +6, 6.5, whatever it's at, I think is going to be fine. Honestly, looking at the games now, because I'm just kind of briefing this, I love the Cavs -4 tomorrow against the Rockets. They just played. Houston barely squeaked one out against them, and I think the Cavs going home
I like
for this
that
one
too.
would be like a big bounce back, like punch in the mouth spot. And then I really like the Pacers in round 2 of the France game against San Antonio.
To add on the
The
Houston
spread or
point,
just winning?
I think so. It's -2. I might as well just take the juice and take the money line.
to add on the Houston point, Houston, that little squad with who's their coach? The old Celtics coach. They
Ime
always
Udoka,
are.
baby.
Yeah, Udoka. They're always better at home than on the road. So I took them as well last week against the Cavs, but I do like the Cavs.
So the only reason that I'll kind of like retort with that is they've won 4 out of their last 5 road games, and in that stretch they've gone to Denver and won. They've gone to Memphis and won.
Yeah.
But Cleveland got
How many losses they have? 6.
yeah. Fucking good.
Cleveland lost. Cleveland beat the Thunder by 7 at home, and then they played them again and lost by 20. So I think it's kind of like a reversal of that, in my opinion, is what I think could happen.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a team twice that quickly.
Yeah.
God, Desmond Bain has 14 assists right now.
And Cleveland's just coming off a loss to fucking Philadelphia, so they're going to be a little
bounce
pissed
back
off.
game. Yep.
Yeah, I said it in I was talking with Pranzami, whatever his name is, one of the new guys with Moneyline. This Philly game did not matter to Cleveland. Like as much this used to be like the big game Cleveland Philly, but they don't give a fuck about Philly this year. Like their mind was on that Rockets game. So I was kind of with that. Like I thought they were gonna phone it in today. I'm curious what you guys think. Pelicans -2. Right now they're getting their ass handed to them. They're sitting at down 17 with 2 minutes left. After they just gave up 80 points in the second half to Memphis. And the Hornets, back to back at home, but they sat everyone. We might possibly see them sitting either Bridges or LaMelo tomorrow, depending on the injury report. I'm leaning it. I don't know if I want to fully take it, but that might be a lean for me. And then the other lean, Nets +9.5. I don't know what's flipped in them. Like they've been playing a little bit better, and it's Vince Carter's retirement night.
Oh,
Against the Heat, who's not going to have anyone. Yeah,
take money line.
no, it's still the Nets. Let's be real.
+310.
Not a
I got
battle.
+330, sir.
Oh,
Still not
Ooh.
taking it, but I got better odds than you. So
Take it.
Two updates in the world of football. San Francisco has officially named Robert Saleh as their new defensive coordinator, and Schottenheimer's prime candidate for his DC job is Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
So, all right, you sold me on it. Cowboys Super Bowl.
There it is.
Easy.
what's their over under for wins next year? Can I take
I would say-
under 1?
I would say 6. I would say 6.5, 7. Something like that. It's probably what they wanted to.
I wanted to send something to G Money the other day. It said it must be tough for Cowboys fans because both Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels were born, went through school, got drafted, and made the conference championship before the Cowboys made it back.
Oh, that's so mean.
So true.
I was gonna say it's so
right.
true though.
Yeah.
But other than that, Yeah, I don't have anything else for basketball for NBA off the top of my head tomorrow. I don't know if you guys have anything else. And if we don't, let's get into some college hoops.
This could be a while.
Yeah, I'll say we have about 30, 40 minutes before I get you, or we got about an hour. I have work at 8 a.m. So
Real quick before we start hoops, I don't really. I only pay attention to hoops till March Madness, so I don't got much to add. I gotta bounce.
all right, brother.
All right.
All right, man.
I appreciate you
peace,
coming in, man.
brothers.
Yeah, make sure let them know where they can find you at.
Yes, sir. Find me at Better Bets, Moneyline Go, best place for cappers. Find me on Twitter or X, I guess, at Better Bets. And I'll talk to y'all next week.
Yeah, man. See you next week.
All right, man.
All right,
How
so
much, how much time we
Speaking
got?
of college, man.
so we
Dayton-
How much
rule
time
they
we
gave was,
I am cold right now.
the rule they gave us was we can't put it on YouTube if it's more than an hour and a half because they won't let us upload it. But I don't care. They don't put my shit on YouTube anyway. So yeah, I just got to be out of here before 11 because I got to get up at like 5 in the morning for work.
Very good.
Y'all will indulge me because I'm the novice out of this group.
So I have 10 plays right now.
I got 3. So if y'all will indulge the noob
I
of the
have 10.
group, I
I
think
have
these
10.
three are. I think these 3 are locks.
I think
I
think your Duke one is definitely, but I'm just gonna stay away from it because as a North Carolina fan, I can't do it.
Oh, I'm a Wake Forest fan. This breaks my
What
heart.
did you get Duke at?
I got it at 9. It's at 10 right now. My big one,
Oh, man.
I sent it out
Yeah,
early to my
never mind.
VIP. I got Cal at -7. It's currently at -9.5. In the span of like 2 hours since I put that play in. So that was my first snipe of the day. I have 3 plays I'm really looking at. I got Creighton -15.5. It's really hard to go into Creighton and win. It's even harder when you're Seton Hall. So I'm kind of with where they have Ken Palm on this one. So I'm taking that. I got Drake -7.5. Just from the sharp action I saw on it, and I got West Virginia money line. I don't think they should be the underdogs here. I think they go in and they win on the road.
I agree with you. That's one of mine I have as well. I just added one, just looking at it because I couldn't believe that that the team that I was looking at was a favorite to that next one. So it's always fun.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead with your plays.
All right. So first play. Sorry, I'm checking out. Fast breaks will get this. I'm checking out Omaha right now.
You know what, man? Like they're on the heater right now, bro.
No.
Those guys are on the heater.
Oh my God.
They stabbed me
got
in the
hooked.
freaking kidneys yesterday, man. Like, I look at these games and my thinking is like, all right, man, like you're coming in, you're hot. Both teams were hot. It was a good game. It was a really good mid-major matchup, by the way. You guys, if you didn't watch that game, you missed out. And you're trying to find the edge and look at it like this Dayton game. Dayton hasn't been playing, they're not today's game. They haven't been playing amazing. But, at home, finally back at home, good spot, their favorite. And usually when these lines are weird like that, I kind of go, okay, well, Vegas is telling me something. Right now, Vegas is effing me right now because some of the funny he's usually when it's a funny line, you're like, all right, let me go against what I normally would pick and then go for. Right now is like this complete opposite. It's a weird spot. Teams are figuring out how to play on the road. Some haven't figured out. You just got to figure out which ones are getting it and which ones aren't getting it. So that's where it's just January is a weird spot. December is always weird for these non-cons that go on because you're trying to figure out these matchups. But for tomorrow, myself, I like LaSalle. Little bounce back against Rhode Island. Got them at +1.5. Fran Dunphy coming in. Well, they're playing that in Philly. So LaSalle. Also like Rutgers. I was on the fence about. Once again, it's one of those games where you're like, okay, Michigan State's been playing lights out. They're undefeated in Big Ten play. is this a chance for Rutgers to catch them at home, playing at the Rack, man? That's the Rack, right? In Mississippi.
No, they're playing at MSG tomorrow.
Yeah, they're playing
playing-
MS.
Well, see,
Yeah, I couldn't bet them. I was gonna bet them, but I couldn't.
see if they were playing at home, then yeah. With
yeah,
that
because
little
Michigan
dip
State
in-
has a huge following in Manhattan.
Right,
40
right,
minutes
right.
away.
And it's maybe I'll still consider it, but I know the line's dropping. It opened at, I think it was like 7.5. It's already like, where is it at now?
5.5.
5.5. See, that's where it's like right at the cusp where you're like, I'm not sure about that. I like Providence against
Ooh,
Georgetown.
other way, baby, other way.
I
Other way. Let's go other way. Let's talk this through. Let's talk this through.
let's talk it out, man. Let's talk it out. Hey, listen, I've been ice
He
cold.
talked you into the Bills.
Days,
He can
bro.
talk you into this one.
I've been cold the last 2 days. The reason, I mean, Georgetown coming into Providence, old coach, they boo the hell out of him, man. Like, I just feel like they get in his head when he shows back up there now.
I get you, but my biggest thing is I don't trust this Providence offense if Bryce Hopkins can't play. If Bryce Hopkins doesn't play, this Providence offense is not the same. And listen, they put up good fights. Don't get me wrong. They went to UConn. They only lost by 3. They went to Villanova. They only lost by 2. They battled with St. John's. Like they've had really tough games. This one's going to mean something because the last time these two teams played, Providence ran them out of the gym. And I think that's the big thing that he's going to hone in here. And I think with this Georgetown team that they have right now, I think Sorber is the real deal. I think he's going to have a big game for them. Epps has been playing really well for them. Malik Mack's been
right.
Surprisingly, I thought he'd be shooting a lot better than what he's shooting.
Mhm.
But Sorber, Petey, Epps, Mack, I think all 4 of them is going to have a great game against this Providence team because they don't have Devin Carter this year. Like, it's not the same Providence team we're used to seeing. So I think in a spot like this, like last year, I was all over Providence when Georgetown came to town because it was the revenge game. This time, I think that Georgetown's going to back their boy. I like Georgetown money line in this short little line.
Okay. You make a good point. Like I can't argue against that. Like I said, I'm looking at Ed Cooley showing back up, and just the crowd gets in his head, man, and just. But you make Georgetown is good this year. Like I like Georgetown this year.
First time back last year, we knew it was going to happen. This time around, the pressure's off in my opinion for him. So I think the way that they're playing right now, I think he's going to go in and I think he's going to get the job. So I like Georgetown money line.
How you feel about that Houston-Kansas game? I like Kansas in the spot.
Here we are. Here we are, baby.
On Houston.
We're back. We're on Houston. We're on Houston. Kansas to me is the biggest. Like they spent so much money in the transfer portal to get a guy like Griffin who's been underperforming, and AJ Storr who's been underperforming. They've gotten guys that have been underperforming, which absolutely freaking sucks to see because I liked Kansas earlier this year as my national title pick, but I think more so.
You on the solo spot.
I think more so as it progresses, Houston defensively, the fact that they held Utah, who is one of the top 20 teams in the country in points per game, to about 40, 45 points, like you got to give a little bit of respect there. And they're going to go into Allen Fieldhouse hungry, and I think they can get the job done.
I'm glad we had this show before I hop onto my other podcast. now I'm flipping everything. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even taking LaSalle anymore. I'm just gonna take everything I thought I was taking.
Listen to me. Look at me. I'm looking right here at the camera. You take LaSalle tomorrow.
Right here.
You take LaSalle tomorrow. It's the right play. You take LaSalle.
He's gonna be hovering over that place bet button. He'll go, "What would Don do?"
What would Don do?
Are you kidding me? I'm about to be getting all the messages. I got this feeling. What do you think? Can you help me with that? I'm in a pickle. I can't be doing this right now.
I'm gonna second guess everything now. I'm just that's how cold I am right now. Normally I'm confident as hell on Saturdays.
Well,
right now I'm limping.
LIU.
I mean LIU, Dayton, bro. Like Let me check what St. Bonnie's doing right now because I'm okay.
They're down. They're down 2.
Oh, they're down 2 now. Well, I mean, I had 12.5. Just don't blow it,
I
guys.
told you that plus 7.5.
Man, they were
Wait,
up.
what'd you get Dayton at?
I got Dayton at 5.5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that.
Say if
Yeah.
it makes you feel better, I had Trey Murphy. Thought he was gonna save me after a 5.1 rebound first half. I needed 28.5. He gets 28.
Fucking assholes.
This all started because Djokovic decided to be a bitch. That's what it is.
Tell us how you really feel.
It's all Djokovic's fault.
Fucking
It's all his
servants.
fault. All his fault, man.
He needs to retire. But anyway, Cheese,
Oh, here.
anything else you got?
I'll just I'll throw out what I got so far, and then I'll get a lecture where I'm wrong or
From
right.
Don.
Yeah, and I'm for it. I'm on Mississippi State minus 6.5.
Oh, Jesus Christ Almighty! Here we go. I got South Carolina plus 6.5.
I'm
Let's hear it.
actually on
Y'all
South
gotta
Carolina
stop
myself,
fading each
so
other. I can't put
I
these
feel
in the
better
sheet.
now. South Carolina is officially a play. You heard it here, guys.
Let's hear it. Tell me why I'm wrong.
I think so. Solo spotlight, please. Solo spotlight. So
Yeah.
if you look at, I was looking at. So obviously, I was I was doing all this this input. Both teams struggled against the spread this year, but when you look, South Carolina 8-4 at home. Mississippi State has struggled on the road, and the last couple times that they played at South Carolina has done really well against them. I think the more I look at it, yes, South Carolina are super, super cold, especially the fact that I had them against Mississippi State when they were. I had them at Mississippi State when they were 10.5, and they got the doors blown off them. It's not going to happen this time around. South Carolina plus 6.5. They got a chance to win the game outright, in my opinion. Big bounce back spot because they're due for a win. They haven't won in conference yet. And I honestly just don't think Mississippi State was as good as they were in that game. And they haven't been in the last 4 as they've won only a close one to Ole Miss.
I gotta move the audio file we have from one of the other shows where it's in the arms of an angel playing.
Every
Every time we do this.
All right. Last one. I know we're close to 10:30 here. Xavier and UConn, man. I already took Xavier 1.5. Are you? Am I on the wrong side? See now Don's my okay, yay or nay guy, bro. Like now I gotta.
I'm staying away personally, but I think that's a yay spot. I think UConn's struggling, and I think not having McNeely's definitely been a struggle for them. And then on the road, it's a tough place to play. I like Xavier in that spot. I have Georgetown, obviously. I have South Carolina, obviously. I have West Virginia, obviously. I have Houston, obviously. I'm gonna give you Arizona State plus the 9.5 at home against Iowa State. Arizona State, very good home team. Bobby Hurley and company have played really well at home this year. And Iowa State's kind of fallen off a little bit, in my opinion. So I'm a little wary on them. So I like them. I'm going to look at Steve when I say this because I've been so right about every Kentucky game this year for whatever reason. I like Vandy at home against them. I got Vandy money line against Kentucky. I think they can get the job done. Mark Pope's done great with Kentucky. They're going to score the basketball a ton, but I think Vanderbilt at home is just a different animal. So I'll take that money line. I have UNLV plus 4.5 at home against New Mexico. Oh, sorry, plus 3. No, I had it at 4.5. One of them. I have UNLV in the spread. I think UNLV at home has a chance to beat New Mexico outright. New Mexico is my favorite to win the Mountain West this year, but this spot right here is a tough one for them. I think UNLV can cover and win this game outright. I like UT Arlington on the road as a short favorite against Abilene Christian. Oh, sorry, short underdog. I don't buy into Abilene Christian. They've been putrid all year, and the one time I bet them, they lost to, I believe it was Alcorn State, and I have to stay away from them for the rest of the year for that. I have Elon -3 at home.
Yep.
They are one of the best teams in the country when it comes to covering.
Yep.
You got to ride them there. I know there's a bunch of people on them, but you got to ride them there. I have Florida State +4.5 on the road at Stanford. I had them the other night against Cal. It wasn't the best spot, but Stanford is not the same team that Cal is, and I think Florida State has a chance to win this game outright. So I'll take the +4.5. We talked about Omaha earlier. I got Omaha -3.5 on the road at Oral Roberts. And then, honestly, my big play of the day, I hate to fade my guy Dylan, but I am all over Tennessee +6.5 tomorrow against Auburn. There's a chance that Broom plays, but I don't think if he plays, I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to 100%. And the way that Bruce Pearl is going to be hungry to win this game because it's his old school. But when you look at Auburn in their last 10, they're 2-8 against the spread. Against Tennessee alone, both teams have been kind of hit or miss when it comes to this spread. But last year, Tennessee's won 3 out of the last 4 against them, including winning. Oh, I'm reading that wrong. Sorry. But Tennessee's won 3 out of the last 4 against them. I think they're the hotter team. I know Auburn's played really, really well, but they're going to cool off a little bit, and this is where I think the start of it is to come. So that is my now 12 plays for the card.
How do you feel about Colorado and Arizona? Now, I'm looking at Colorado because Arizona, for some reason, can't cover these big spreads in conference play, and Colorado's winless. You got to have some pride at home. Can they cover 15.5?
You're making this man question his entire life at this point, Don.
Yeah, you know me. Like I'm cold, man. Hey, man.
Listen, when you're cold, you got to find avenues.
Yeah, you gotta. You're something's wrong with your thinking. So
I'm gonna put my notifications on to track you now because if I see you tailing my bet, I'm fading myself. Just...
Don't worry. I'll wait till Don posts his, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, man. Like,
wow,
dude,
we got the same
place.
thing.
How did that work out, man?
I have a buddy of mine who I hit like a +2,000 double parlay last year that he put $10 on it and then $10 on each round robin and won like I want to say like $1,000 off it. And so he tails everything I do religiously. He's probably watching now, so shout out to Jordan. But I'll post something and I'll say, do not bet more than like 1/10 of a unit on this. And I'll see a notification like Jordan has just placed a $250 bet. I was like, no.
Please.
I was like, now you got me more nervous than my own bet.
Looking at Colorado and looking at the track, so they played. So on the road in conference, they played UCF tough. They lost by 20 in Arizona State, and they lost Oklahoma State by 10. They're 1-6 in conference play against the spread, but none of them have been higher than 9. So this is a little bit too high. Arizona, when covering these numbers, so they covered against Central Michigan and Stanford at this. TCU they did not. UCF they did not. At home, I think Colorado can cover the 15.5. What I would do if I was you and you like Colorado that much, I would take them first half, just to be on the safe side. Because I feel like if that's at like 8.5, 9.5, you could get a better chance of that and feel a little bit more confident than taking a full game at 15.5, just in case Caleb Love and company down the stretch just start fucking rifling through.
Right. If I took first half on these bets earlier this week, bro, I'll be smoking right now. But like,
that's the issue, man. When you're cold like that, you got to find different avenues. You can't be taking full games if you're cold, because that's how the hook gets you.
Don't take Djokovic.
Don't take Djokovic. He's a pussy.
That was the start of it.
Yeah, the unluckiness of that, and it's like the mood has shifted. I'm curious you guys' thought on what I was looking at. I ended up staying away from it because I couldn't find the right angle. Baylor, I was going to take the money line. I saw it at -130.
they're such a weird team because at home they're so good. On the road is where they have their struggles. And playing in a place like Utah, I know Utah's not the greatest team in the world, but at home they play a ton of defense.
Right.
They're very active defensively, and that's going to give Baylor's team a little bit of trouble. My big thing is I'm waiting for the Jeremy Roach game. We haven't gotten it yet. This would be a great spot for him. So player prop Jeremy Roach over points would probably be an ideal spot for him there. I don't know what it's at, but I would assume if it's anywhere between like the over like 10.5 to 12, I think I would probably be like I would be hammering that. But I just think that they played at Baylor. Baylor blew them out by 25. So the way that this line is only 2.5, it makes you want to jump all over Baylor, but I feel like Utah could win and cover this spread easily.
And it's especially first game after getting torched by Houston like that too.
Yeah.
I just stayed away. I was trying to look for an edge, and I couldn't find anything that was I liked it. I saw everything I was saying was projecting it closer to -4. I just couldn't find anything in my own head to justify the projection.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, I'm looking through. See, the problem is all the games I wanted to bet on, they're in fucking New York. They're New York schools, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like I had a really good read on Pittsburgh Syracuse's over at plus money to get it at 151, and then the line picked up and it dropped.
Have you looked at what is it like Fliff? Have you checked that out?
Yeah, but you have to put you can't use real money in it, and that's the thing. And I don't
can only
like.
withdraw 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do some weird stuff. I don't know. I think that one, and then I think I saw what's his coach in the chat post about rebet. I haven't checked that one out yet, but I think that's a way to work around that in-state stuff.
I might start using Kalshi because they just made it public, and not gonna lie, it's also kind of funny that you can bet on presidential races and shit on it. You can bet on who wins the Oscars and everything on it. Kalshi, sponsor me.
To go back with that Arizona Colorado first half on Hard Rock, it's plus 9.5, and the over under is 71.5.
Oh, here's what I wanted to ask you guys about, because this team was my wagon last year, and they have just not performed this year. Vermont -5.5 at home.
That's an auto bet for me, man.
They're 1-6 against the spread though at home.
Yeah, you gotta go fight through it, bro.
Who they playing?
UMBC.
Oh,
that's why I was I was going to take it. I looked at the trends, and yeah, what is it?
Actually, fun fact: I was supposed to be at that game tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I had to back out last second because I thought of just sitting on my ass and crushing a 30-pack of beer instead of driving 3+ hours.
Vermont,
That's fair.
Vermont is sitting 1-5-1 at home against the spread, and they're 2-10-1 as a favorite. And UMBC is 6-3 on the road, and 6-3 as an underdog.
Well, I think their line, like you said, they haven't been that good this year as they've historically been, and also I think Vegas kind of was inflating their lines.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but they almost lost to NJIT. That's where I'm like, I don't know, because I know the athletic director at NJIT. They're not good.
If I could lean to a side, I think I would lean over. I know it's a little high for a Vermont game and being at 141.5, but UMBC can score, and they're in their last 10 games against teams that have played Division I teams. They're 8-1 in the over,
Right.
including an 87-64 game against NJIT. They played UNH and it was 79-76. Maine was 87-62. Albany this past week was 92-87. Like they're putting up a ton of points. They're not playing a ton of defense, and I think over 141, I feel like can clear that. If they're not going to play defense, Vermont will allow them to score, which I think they will. I think that's an easy over.
I don't
Gotcha.
hate that either.
Anyone got any more plays before we end off?
No, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I see. The thing is, I can't do it to myself.
20
can't do
plays
the-
tomorrow.
Can't do the betting cheese.
NC State kicking off the day against SMU. You gonna take
See,
SMU? I like.
See, that's the thing. I can't start off with them because SMU to me should blow them out, but being at NC State makes me a little worried. I think I like NC State first half.
Yeah, that shit will be rocking too.
Right.
No, I'll be watching Ed Cooley and going up against Providence at 12:30. I can't be watching.
So I just looked at it. We have 30 plays this weekend for you guys. Everything from NFL, tomorrow's early NBA action, college hoops. I think this is the most we've had on here. There was a couple more, but y'all kept fading each other, so I couldn't put it in. I didn't want to put South Carolina and Mississippi State against the spread because we look like little bitches.
No, we would 100%.
Just put an asterisk next to it if Don. It was
Hey,
like
get ready,
Don
get
talked
ready.
us out of it, man.
Get ready. Sunday at 1:00, LAU plays Mercyhurst. Pencil it in, baby. Pencil it in.
Let's go Sharks!
You know what?
I'm getting my money back.
You're gonna have
I'm getting my money back.
You're gonna have to fly up here to New York, and we're gonna go to an LIU game.
I'm there.
So
I'm there.
I have a buddy. He works for a company that I don't know if you guys use the Score for your sports news, but they pay like people to go and track the games for them, so that if anything happens, they have a backup, right? So he gets paid to go to all the LIU games and sit there and watch them play.
Not
and
enough.
Tracks all the stats and stuff.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Shoot, I'll do that for free, bro. Come on, man. LIU, man. Mercyhurst. Oh, it's over, bro. Are they at home? Don, are they at
No,
home?
they're on the road.
Oh shit.
All right,
Oh,
so-
But they beat Mercyhurst by 9 when they played them earlier this week.
bounce back.
Yeah, man, come
Just
up to
drop
New
the
York.
ball
We'll go to
tonight.
that little high school gym.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go Sharks.
Bro, the private schools in New York have bigger gyms than LIU.
Sounds all right. So
Yeah.
fun fact: the first time I ever been on that, I was watching ESPN Plus, and I literally said to myself, "I go, what fucking high school gym are they playing in?" I couldn't believe
Last
it.
year, a guy dunked
Bro,
the
we
ball.
played them. We had
and
to
the
change
rim.
them.
The rim broke. Like the rim collapsed when he dunked on it. Like
Bro,
it's so shoddy watching.
When we played them, we didn't even have a locker room. We had to change on the bleachers before they allowed fans in. And then they put us in the fucking like, because if you see their full gym, they might have remodeled it since I've been there, but they had like a walking track, right?
Yeah.
I think they still have it. I think it's still up.
So they brought us to the walking track, and they were like, "Yeah, there's a classroom over there. That shows locker room." And so like we see them go into this full kitted out locker room, and then like you can see us through a glass window, and our coach is screaming at us because we're a Division III school losing by 50 to Long Island University.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead. Hey, everyone's watching, man. I'm back in LIU. Give me the Sharks. I don't care what the spread is. It's probably gonna be 7.5.
Yo, you got
Like
them.
you did.
You got them winning that conference.
No, I didn't think they were gonna be like at the top of it. Like I'm surprised, right? Last year was like my first taste of LIU, and I was like, all right,
If they were the Blackbirds, if they were still the Blackbirds, they'd be a ranked team, not the Sharks. Their Blackbird stuff was so clean. I don't know why they changed that.
The blue and
what
the
the hell?
pink,
Why would
the
you even name
yellow.
the Sharks? You're in Long
the blue,
Island.
pink, and
Who
they're not
goes-
even in Long Island. They're in Flatbush. There's the closest water is 20 miles away, and it's the Gowanus, and it can't even legally be defined as water. It's where all the mob bosses used to dump their bodies.
So their conference is so wild. So like the best team in the conference has to be Central Connecticut State, but then you have Chicago State, who is in 4th in the conference, put a 2-3 record. They're 2-18. They're 2-18. Full season. They're 2-3 in conference. 2-18. Fucking no.
What was
Central
it? Wasn't it
Connecticut
last
covered
year?
for me today.
Wasn't it last year the team that won the conference championship that got the auto bid? They weren't qualified because it was like their first year as D1, and it had to go to the second seed. It had to go to Wagner, and Wagner had like 6 players on their team.
Yeah.
They had to play UNC.
Yep. No, I remember. But that was when I had false hope that UNC was going to win the national title, and then they played Alabama.
Yeah. Fun fact: we also got smoked by Wagner and St. Francis, PA, and St. Francis, Brooklyn. We used to just get run through by the NEC.
Hey, somebody's got to get those pay me games, man. Right? Hopefully you guys are getting paid.
Bro, you know what's crazy? They played another team in our conference the next week, and they beat them by even more. So it made us feel better. Like we lost by 60, and then they played a school in our conference that was the worst school in our conference, and they won by 107.
Yeah, I would have to stop. That'd be it.
Dude, this school was so bad they didn't even have jerseys.
Just wait for it. Auto bid Chicago State when they win the NEC. Their point differential is minus 19.6 currently.
Last year Chicago State was like a covering beast at home last year.
Yeah, they were.
Look at those numbers.
We're gonna have to do like a live show like during one of the tournament rounds.
I'm there, man.
For sure.
Live betted as we go type thing.
For sure.
When LIU gets that auto bid, I'm there, bro.
You know what?
When
LIU gets the tournament, I will buy you an LIU Shark jersey.
Let's put this. If they make the first four, if they make the first 4, we have to watch it live on stream.
Yeah, you know I'm betting. What is going to probably be like a spread of 18.5?
At least.
Listen,
they're going to play like the Texas Southerns of the world.
Listen, I'm not ashamed to admit that I thought McNeese State was built different last year. I had them going to the Sweet 16.
I was with you.
Yeah, no, that's
you're just gonna find that you got it. The whole point. And people don't realize this, the whole point. The whole reason that you win a pool like that is you have to find your one Cinderella. Mine was, we had a kid that went to a school nearby me, Malik Abdul he played at NC State, and I had them going all the way to the Elite 8 as a 9 seed, and they did it, or they either did it or they were like one step away from getting there, but they got past the 1 seed, who a lot of people had in the Final Four in my pool, and I won that
last year.
No, a few years back.
Okay.
No, I was. To be fair, I was 3 for 4 on my Cinderella picks. I had 3 I had NC State going deep. I had Colorado making it past round 2. McNeese, I had making past round 2, and God, I can't remember the 4th one, but it was one of the group of 4 schools, or the first 4 schools, and I had them going like at least past the first round and upsetting like the number 4 or something like that. I was picking Ivy League too.
It was 2014 because they had their signings that year were the Martin twins, and then this kid Abdul Malik Abu. They had Cat Barber. They had both the Martins. They had BJ Anya, who I believe had the game-winning tip against the 1 seed. So they played LSU, and they beat them by 1. Anya definitely had the tip in that. Then they played Villanova, and they beat Villanova. And then they went to the Carrier Dome and then lost in the Sweet 16 to Louisville.
I'm looking at trying to find mine right now.
I don't remember that shit.
I'm not mad at the McNeese though.
I had Yale. I had Yale over Auburn last year. The only one I was shocked by was I thought BYU was going to smoke Duquesne. I didn't think they were going to lose by 4.
Duquesne, just the story that they had made it.
Yeah. I had Drake beating Washington State. I had Mississippi State over MSU. I had St. Mary's over Grand Canyon. And I had Nevada over Dayton. That was like all the like upset ones that I had that I thought were that I got fucked over with.
My big one that I had that I really needed was it was Purdue's region. I needed Purdue to lose, and they just wouldn't do it.
I got Purdue when they played Fairleigh Dickinson. I bet you.
Yeah, so I had Tennessee going to the Final Four, but I had them playing Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. So Gonzaga not beating them kind of screwed me a little bit. And then the real one that screwed me out of the whole tournament last year was Kentucky losing to the white boy, Jack Goldie.
Oh, Oakland.
Yeah.
He's with the Thunder now, I think.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's in the G League.
The accountant.
Yep, the accountant, baby.
Shout out to my boy. Or not my boy. We played this kid at Yeshiva University, all Jewish school, and they had this kid who had an offer from UCLA, Arizona, and San Diego State, and he chose Division III Yeshiva.
He robbed somebody or something? Like he got a record? Like what?
He was just an Orthodox Jew. He's just an Orthodox Jew. His parents wanted him to go to a Jewish school. Casually would put up 26 and 14 on us every year. Got drafted he's with the Detroit Pistons G League right now. And we thought like, okay, he's not that good. Goes to play for Team Israel and drops like 30-something points on the Philippines. And then goes back to the G League, and he had suspended because he couldn't play for 3 games because it was a Jewish holiday.
I was about to ask, is this the kid who plays for Green Bay now? Or like,
Yeah. Solid got him there.
Bro, they won 58 games in a row.
I'm gonna line up Cleveland State for this year's run.
I'm looking at obviously the tournament for this year and seeing like where teams could go. There's a good chance that I might be at the first or second round games up in Providence this year.
Nice.
You gotta live stream it so we can see you drunkenly yell to cover the spread.
Especially if Cooper Flag's playing up there, big boy.
Dude, I saw this thing where it was like if colleges would do chants, like if they were gambling, and it was like win, but not by more than 6. Win.
Not by more than 6. Win. I believe that we will win, not by more than 6. That's how you get it, baby.
Yep.
It's like instead of a defense chant, it's let them score. Let them.
Betting against your team while you're there is not. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We used to. My dad used to bring us to the ACC tournament every year because I grew up like an hour outside of Greensboro, and we would never go to the first game. We would sit outside and listen to it on the radio, and my dad would figure out which exit the losing team, like fans, would be coming out from game 1. Because they used to make you buy like the all day passes. You couldn't just buy an individual ticket. You had to buy the whole weekend passes.
Yeah.
And he would tell them like, "Hey, we'll give you $50 for that pass since you're not going to use it the rest of the tournament. You're about to, because the first games were always like Florida State and Boston, like the schools that weren't anywhere near it.
Yeah.
So he used to go and like find out which team was losing, and he would buy the tickets for like $50, and we would sit like 4 seats.
That's just smart. That's just smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for the show. DJ's gonna yell at me because we went 10 minutes over, but he's not gonna put this on YouTube anyway. So, thank you guys all for watching. I think this is our most viewed one yet, sitting around 140. So I'll take that. We had some fun. Don had his spotlight moment for a bit there.
Listen,
Hey,
I said it on my podcast this week. Starting Saturday, I'm gonna go on a fucking run. Like from Saturday to right around when conference tournament starts, because the conference tournaments are usually my sweet spot. I'm gonna hit 60% of my college basketball bets. starting
All right.
from Saturday to right before conference tournament time. And
So I like to put out there, since Don is going on a run, I'll be right behind him.
Steve is like, I would like to announce my partnership with.
Yeah, right. I like all of Don's bets and my
That's
bets.
That's
brought to
Brick
you
and I
by
are gonna.
Don.
Masbrick and I are gonna collab every single day.
Just screenshot his tweet and you tweet it.
Every mid-major,
You're right.
I am going to be calling my
They're
guy.
gonna be like, yeah, Steve, what's your insight? I don't know. Don told me to take it.
I got a guy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I got a
a
guy.
guy.
Man.
I know
guy.
things.
I know.
He's on a heater. He's on a heater.
Thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys check us out next week. Make sure you guys check out our spaces we do every Tuesday night, breaking down the Tuesday college basketball slate, NBA, soon to be MLB. I've already locked in like 7 futures for MLB. So pretty soon, Don, I'm gonna know how it feels because Steve's gonna be tailing me on every single thing I
Let's go
post.
next.
Listen, if you start doing first 5, if you start pointing the way in my direction of first 5 bets, I'm gonna take every single one you take.
Oh yeah, I don't take a single player prop. I'm all money lines, first 5s, over unders.
Love it.
That's the way to go. That's the most profitable way to do baseball, and no one wants to admit it because it's boring. But yeah, we're
I'm addicted to K props, man. I don't know, man. I see
Wait,
that.
you don't want it? You're telling me you don't want to take first home run props?
I'll do when they do the home run bonus bet. I'll find a couple, but I don't Cheese knows me. Me and him worked together all baseball season last year. I when he was like, yeah, I like this guy's player prop. I was like, fuck, now I got to find a player prop or our bets aren't going to match. Yeah, I followed the strategy from this guy. His name's Sean Zarillo. I don't know if you guys know him.
On Action
He
Network.
only bets over unders and money lines, no matter what the odds are. He never takes a spread. Dude, never bets more than a full unit. I think the most I've ever seen him bet is 0.75 units on a baseball bet. He made 600 units last year.
Damn.
He hits 75-80% of his bets. So I kind of followed that strategy. Had my best successful year, so I've no reason to change it now, right?
No.
It ain't broke.
But
Yep.
Don't
Yeah.
fix it.
until Steve starts following me, then if it loses, then we're gonna have a problem.
Oh man, don't make me the fade
see.
god, man. Don't.
I'm gonna
Nah,
post
man.
something. I'm gonna see a notification. It'll be like Fast Break says made a post. I'll be like, I swear to God.
Hot off
But-
the presses, guys.
Hot off the presses, his new bio is going to be Steve Fast Breaks, a.k.a. Fast Fade God.
Give me a breaks.
My subscription is gonna be for you guys a subscription. Hey, thanks for subscribing for $1, but I'll give you a hookup for these 2 guys.
You're gonna be like those pages that steal the premium plays. You're just gonna-
Yeah. My premium's their premium.
Right.
I will say, I've silently tailed all of Cheese's free NBA plays that he gives out, and I think I might do that for the rest of the season.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say you should have been here what he said before the show started
Yeah.
with NBA.
Oh boy.
We believe in you,
That
man.
makes me nervous.
Don't be nervous. Just keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Just live in the shadows. Don't let me know.
Yep, that's the plan. You know what I'll let you know is when I'm down 10 units because I've tailed you for
Yeah.
10 straight days. I'm sitting there going, buddy, what the hell is going on?
I'll just send you if that starts happening. I'll just send you a sorry. There will be no explanation. It'll just be sorry.
Gotta do what
Just be
you
like
do.
droopy dog. Oh man.
My bad.
But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you guys check out all of our pages on Twitter. Moneyline Go, the best place to get the best bets from all the best cappers in the world. Guys, tell them where they can find you at.
Go ahead, Fade God.
You can find me on X, Twitter at Fast Breaks, FASTBRKZ. Same with Moneyline Go.
You can find me on Twitter at CJones21212, and you can find me on Moneyline Go.
You can find me on Twitter and Moneyline Go at Betting Cheese.
And you can find me, as always, at Gotham Gambling and on the For Frequency's Sake Network every week on the Golden Ticket Show. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night.
Peace.
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.